This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and welcome to my review of The Bad Batch, Episode 12, Ryloth Rescue. There of course be spoilers, so you've been warned, but let's go into this. This was just another great episode, and honestly ended kind of in a different way than I think we mainly expected. I think we expected all to see the death of Hera's mother, and since we knew what happened around this time, I'm kind of surprised we didn't. But, maybe to keep it a little more kid-friendly at the time, or to save it for a bigger storyline, it didn't happen right now. And who knows, maybe to be able to go to and get everyone and maybe save Omega from Kamino, they'll be calling on all the allies they've made throughout this season to be able to just go and, help everyone and help them rescue Omega if she is captured again, which is most likely what the season's endgame is going to be, especially with Crosshair now being tasked to capture the Bad Batch. But let's just go to this episode chronologically first, and really begin with Hera in hiding, trying to figure out what to do, and eventually using the comm channel that Omega gave her to contact the Bad Batch and ask them for their help. Initially arrive, and while scoping at the city, they are spotted by a probe droid, and we'll see, I think, the first real use of Hunter's enhanced senses, with them being able to sense and detect the probe droid is there with the senses and be able to destroy it, although they were spotted. And now they know that also Crosshair was there, which they noticed while scoping out the location, and they're ready to give up on this mission, seeing it as a lost cause. But Omega wants to help her friend, and of course, being children, although you can see logically how it's not a smart move to make unless you have a solid plan, then really Hunter was right. They were gonna die if they didn't have, some help, which was, a really touching scene. We'll go to that in a minute. If they didn't, have surprise help, then they all would have died or been captured once again. Well, besides, maybe I'll just go to that when I get there. But Hera and Omega eventually come with a plan to attack the refinery we saw being set up last episode. And really, while watching it was pretty interesting to see. And it was a pretty well executed plan, and of course with improvise, because as Leonard Start said, make a plan, execute the plan, and expect the plan to go off the rails, throw away the plan, and that's exactly what happened here. Chopper was not able to go and hack into the computer system to disable the turrets, so Omega and Hera hijack a ship and use it to blow up the power generator, and then the Bad Batch go, well, it was Wrecker and Tech go and made a major attack on the refinery, causing a diversion, and while everyone's leaving, Crosshair realizes what's going on. Definitely showing he's smarter and knows his brothers, but with Rampart ignoring him for almost the entire episode, not believing that they're real threats. This eventually leads to the Bad Batch being able to preach him and his followers, who the Empire all conveniently left together in cells, and this led to, of course, them escaping, and before they went into a trap Crosshair set because he realized what was going on, Hauser, just feeling very guilty, goes and warns them, telling them that what the Empire is doing is wrong, showing that his inhibitor chip was deactivated or somehow not working anymore, or perhaps since there was no Jedi on Ryloth, there was no order for Order 66 given to them. We don't know the exact reason, but they go to steal Anvita's ship, and it is also confirmed early in the episode Anvita is going to make a full recovery, and really, just looking at it, we have actually a very intense scene where we really don't know what's going to happen, where Hauser goes out to his men and confronts them, saying that this is wrong, this is not what he signed up for. Basically, that we wanted to protect the people here, and now we're subjugating them, and asking who will stand with him, and not knowing if their temperature is still active, and know if they're going to go open fire on Hauser and kill him, or really if they were going to just be able to overcome their inhibitor chips, or if they were off, go and turn on the Empire, and they did turn on the Empire. They all dropped their weapons and allowed themselves to be arrested, likely knowing there was no way out, especially with Crosshair being there to snipe them down if they did try anything. And honestly, I think that it was a really cool way for them to be able to both show that these clones had free will, and that the way the clones, if the inhibitor chips are deactivated, would not like what the Empire was doing, at least in the vast majority, because there are some clones who were, of course, still loyal, and no matter what they did, they would be loyal, especially in the Coruscant Guard, and perhaps a good amount of the 501st, especially since they were loyal to Anakin, and knowing that Anakin supported the Empire, a good amount of them would probably, if the human troops were deactivated, still go and support the Empire, but not all of them would, because of course we have someone like Rex, who is definitely against it, and assuming if Jesse survived and more of the clones, then of course they would be against the Empire and would rebel. So I think it seems extremely likely that a Camino uprising will happen, and maybe it won't even have the Kaminoans involved. Maybe it'll just be the clones uprising against both the Kaminoans and the Empire, and having to fight any loyal clones and any, Imperials and the Kaminoans. I am so interested in this, and I can't wait to see where it's going. But yeah, maybe what I was going to talk about earlier, basically if Hauser did go with Deus Ex Machina them out of there, It wasn't exactly one of those since, you saw definitely the doubt and everything coming up on him. And he really just won. And you could say the Deus Ex Machina was him not having his troops turn on him without inhibitor chips activated on their heads. But really, if it wasn't for him, then basically the Bad Batch, at least, Echo, Hunter, and then, everyone in Champion Duels with Assistance would be dead. And that would have been pretty bad for them. But really, I just thought it was a really good job done. And I'm very excited to see where this all continues. Can't wait for next week's episode. And that'll be episode 13 out of 16. And it's either going to be setting up a 3-part finale, or it'll just be, maybe a filler episode. That'll be the Call Before the Storm. And the next episode would be setting up a 2-part finale, or it could just be an automatic 3-part finale. But I feel like we're going to have an extended finale, which will be a final arc, and it will last for maybe 2 to 3 episodes. Probably not 4. I feel like next week will either be more of a filler-like episode or a setup episode for the finale, and maybe it is maybe a filler kind of setup episode, if you know what I mean, like, one that maybe nothing major happens for most of it, but towards the end, something big happens that sets up the finale, and I'm just really excited. I cannot wait to see how Bad Batch continues, and really the Bad Batch has been my favorite show from this year. Maybe I'll make a list soon, since we're basically halfway through, well, over halfway through now, 2021. So maybe I'll have a list about the best shows, in my opinion, from the first half of the year. A little bit more. Not really sure if you'd be interested in that, but thinking about next week's content, I'm really considering I'm going to do a video on Monday. I don't know if I do. Might be talking about James and Dula and Saw Gerrera and how they're more extreme rebels. On Tuesday, I'll have a review of Gotham. Wednesday will be a day a little easier. I'll only be doing the Arrowverse review since Loki is finished. And there's nothing until August 11th with episode What If beginning. And then on Thursday, still have, a few options to think about. I'm considering maybe that best first half of TV for 2021. A few other things in my mind that I'm thinking about. I'm not, fully sure what I want to have done. I think, there's some interesting stuff. I could maybe talk about, maybe Bad Batch series. Maybe talk about something in Star Wars. Like Star Wars that kind of bothered me. I don't know, I'm gonna make that decision later in the week. And he'll probably have information in the Arrowverse video, almost certainly. I don't know if I'm making my Gotham review. I'll maybe make it between Saturday to Monday. well, I would say today to Monday since I'm recording this on a Friday. And I am just excited. I cannot wait to see the next episode of The Bad Batch. And of those ideas I put out, here maybe my favorite shows from the first half of 2021, or maybe something that's been bugging me in Star Wars. A few things that I was thinking about is either just the Star Wars is for kids argument, or Rey Skywalker, and why I didn't really like the decision there. I think those are my three options. So, if you're watching this video, tell me in the comments, would you rather see top videos for 2021 shows? I'll probably do maybe a top 5 to 7th list. And then after that, we have basically why I didn't like the Rey Skywalker decision. And finally, why I don't like the Star Wars is for kids argument. So if you're still watching right now, please go in the comments and vote for that. And really anything else that you want to know about. I'm really honestly excited, and I just wonder what you think. And I will see you in the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please like the video, leave some comments, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. And may the Force be with you.